So, what are you guys talking about?
Hey guys, welcome to Chat.
He means Arcanuschat, but okay. Basically, Arcanuschat was when it was just me and Alex.
Yep.
Because we just sit there and talk about Golden Sun for 10,000 years every time, without a doubt.
Yep.
Oh my.
It was pretty great. Shout out to Golden Sun. Everyone should go and, lobby Nintendo to make a fourth game.
Oh yeah, and buff the class system. Oh man, I'd love to have a more like in-depth class system.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, if they add Dark and Light Jin, oh man.
I also like a chart that shows the different classes that you can possibly get for combinations.
Absolutely. Rather than just having to experiment with it.
Yeah. And then going into battle and getting destroyed because your Jin combos suck.
Totally. That game has one of the best class systems I've seen on like a handheld RPG.
Yeah.
It's, not like a Final Fantasy game.
It's you'd have to to experiment, you have to at least wait to mid game because early game you have like 2 Jin and you're like, yeah, so I can't experiment for jack squat. Might as well just go mono.
Yeah, exactly. Because at least if you go mono, you can summon spam to fight bosses, even though your stats are great.
Yeah, and the final mono ones for like Amidi and what's his face? Not Isaac, Matthew are pretty good.
Well,
for anyone who's actually played Golden Sun, the fact that I got him confused with Isaac is a lot funnier than you think it is.
Yeah. Also, well, for the most part, the classes that are martial, like the martial characters, their mono classes are pretty good. Mostly because they have those sweet spells that scale off of their attack damage.
Mm-hmm.
Which are those are sweet.
Yeah. To anyone who doesn't know what I'm doing right now, I'm playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I did something unforgivable. I'm playing Tien, and I had his friend kill himself, and since he makes the same face no matter what, as long as you win, he was smiling after his best friend just committed suicide.
Rip.
Yeah, that's Chaozu. Chaozu is the psychic in DBZ who isn't Frieza, so, he kind of sucks after the start of Z. So, essentially, he tries to kill Nappa by blowing himself up, and it does nothing. And that's a move in this game because the people who make this game are terrible people.
Rip.
Yeah. Back on Golden Sun, you see, you can go mono with you can go mono with Matthew. I'm gonna keep accidentally calling him Isaac, and this is not even as a joke.
Felix too. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. They bring back all 16 characters. You know what would be really cool is if Reef and his sister were a dual unit.
Oh yeah, that would actually be pretty cool.
Right? That I'd go for that. Reef is a Shota, so age him up a bit. Make him not garbage. Like he's like no, I think the worst unit is Himi actually.
Well, the problem with Himi isn't that she's bad, because she has interesting abilities. It's that you get her so late in the game that she's under-leveled and you don't want to use her.
Like, you're better off using Pirate Boys.
Well,
yeah. And he's not even an Earth guy.
Well, also, you have Matthew in your party who's Earth, and you have the blade, and that's broken bullcrap, so...
If Himi summons were like Dinjin summons with her spells, do you know how broken that would be?
Well, that'd be ridiculous, but I mean, you can't just completely overthrow the game for using the obscure character who you get way too late to acclimate her into your party.
Rippin' Lolly Shrine Priestess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. You can use Karis like as the AoE healer.
Yep.
But if you go mono Amidi and mono Isaac, they just revive and have like super strong single target heals.
Yes.
And you don't actually need Karis. You can switch her out for Sveta, and Sveta just does a ton of damage.
That's because Sveta is fantastic.
This is the one furry Alex approves of, folks.
Yep. I mean, also Sveta can heal. Like,
yeah. I'm just too busy slamming on everything with her beast form, though, to be fair.
Well, yeah, it's because beast form is broken.
They is like, what, they say furries? I don't understand. yeah, we're just... Oh, Golden Sun. Ooh, I'd like to see Piers.
Oh, yeah.
Back in... Ugh, man, that'd be nice. I would have liked to see him actually in the game rather than him just flirting with a 12-year-old.
Oh, Piers.
I like how they parody how useless Reef's sister is when Reef's like, oh my god, I forgot about my sister. And they're like, how did you forget about your sister? And he's like, I just wasn't thinking about her.
Yep. I mean, shout out to Piers now that Lumerians aren't immortal anymore, so he's gonna be like in his 30s.
Yeah.
Instead of just being this guy who's like, oh, I'm like 20, but, you know, I'm actually like 3,000 years old.
Oh, man. What the crap? Okay, so, you know how in fighting games when you try to make a team, it, like, auto-selects you for, like, a good team?
Yeah.
Okay, so I chose Cell, and then it went to Android 16. I'm like, okay, they're both Androids. And then it went to Gotenks, and I'm like, Gotenks wasn't alive when Cell and Android 16 were. What are you trying to do? Was there a monk class in Golden Sun?
That's a good question. This
Because
Wiki is for.
Wiki OP.
Yep. All right. We'll go to the classes.
Because there's a ton of classes I just didn't know about. I swear Slayer is like fire and earth on Matthew. Is that it? Or is that just
Great Earth on Matthew and Felix?
Okay.
Yep. Right, we're gonna go Dark Dawn stuff, because Dark Dawn stuff. Paladin, Ronin, Diabolist. What does this class do?
Yeah, that's basically the class system. What does this class do?
Okay, it's only for Himi, and what do you do? You throw zombies at people basically.
So like the entire late game then. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not actually seeing any monks.
That's a shame.
Are things implicative of monks? I mean, you can be ninjas and samurai, but try this. No. Man, that's a shame.
That pissed me off. I just got eaten.
Eaton isn't the best.
Yeah, I got turned into candy. No! Okay. I was like, you better register my block. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, that's a little better. Having a heart attack while talking about Golden Sun class is like...
No, there actually is a monk class. If you're with Ivan, if you give him a bunch of fire gen, he'll go pilgrim into wanderer into fire monk into guru.
Ooh, that's actually really spicy.
Yeah. Um, it doesn't give him as much attack as you'd think it would, but he's pretty
Mhm.
fast. On top of
That's cool.
Ivan already being pretty fast.
Ooh, Frieza just ESP crushed me.
Oh my.
Oh, I had 6 Dragon Balls. I could have gotten 7. I still haven't seen what 7 does.
Do like individual Dragon Balls do something?
Nope. You have to get all 7 for it to matter in the fight, which is why I'm like, that's almost impossible because either you're getting destroyed or it has to be a really close fight for all 7 to appear. And basically that last one I screwed up because I got comboed super hard in the beginning. That's the only reason I was so close. But then when I started getting my edge again, I just started destroying him, and I was like, yeah, that 7th Dragon Ball's not coming.
I'm just picturing just Dragon Balls turn into Exodia pieces.
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just like rips off of every anime, so.
Same.
You know the reason that all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters have Yu in their name is because the writer likes JoJo, and almost all the JoJos have Joe in their name.
Oh my.
Yeah. And then, like, every card is a
I
copyright
didn't know
infringement, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Gets away with it because it's Yu-Gi-Oh!
What was that there?
I can respect that. Somewhat. It was pretty great, so.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it.
Have you seen it?
JoJo? Alex hasn't
Yeah.
seen JoJo.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
I've
Guess
seen
we're putting that on the list, too.
Oh my.
a couple episodes of JoJo.
I've seen the full second part and the first half of the third part.
I'm only watching it for memes, and I have to watch it with someone else. I can't watch it by myself.
That's fine.
Because if I watch it by
No,
myself, I feel like I need to slit my throat on the spot and just bleed out and die.
Oh.
It's really fun when it's with someone else, but
Hmm.
so I've been rewatching Ben 10 and I'm almost done with all of Alien Force. So that's a thing. Yeah. I'm what else am I doing? Oh yeah, I was catching up on Hattori no Shida the Outcast the other day, which is like a series about a Chinese martial artist. And it's like a Chinese cartoon technically because alright, basically the way it works is it's a Chinese comic that got an anime.
Yep.
And right? So then this time they released it in China first, and then it got a Chinese dub first, and then there's a Japanese dub that's a few weeks after, so it's kind of like the way that English dubs work now.
Uh-huh.
And so the concept of Vittori no Shida, even though I explain it every time, it's just that no one ever remembers, is that like essentially there's this kid, and he's like 19, and he's in college, right?
Yep.
Well, he's a loser. He's like a total loser. And people make fun of him for being a virgin, and I'm like, he's in China. There's like a 4-to-1 ratio of men to women, so I don't understand. Anyways, so like he gets involved in the world of like mutants and like all sorts of like just Chinese legends and stuff, like vampires and crap, like Jiangxi rather.
Uh-huh.
And so he meets this immortal chick who kills a bunch of Jiangxi, and then he's like, she reveals that she's actually been like ordered by his grandfather to protect him. Well, anyways, she's training him in martial arts, right? And he's a horn dog, so like his key always focuses to his groin instead of anywhere else. So they put a seal on his dick. And then, like, in season 2, they're like, seals are forbidden, so can you please take off your pants so we can see it and learn about it? And he's like, sure. Wait, did you actually think that was what I was going to say? And they're like, yes. And he's like, you guys are terrible. Right? So anyways, they invite him to a party, and they reveal that it was just to get him drunk so he'd take off his pants. And they're censoring it the whole time. And I'm just like, I think the censorship makes it funny. So he takes off his pants, and it's AUO cast off. He like has the golden light shining and everything. Okay. And they're like sitting around a campfire, and they're just like, oh my god, it's so amazing. There's ancient inscriptions and everything, but the golden light makes it hard to read. There's other situations where like he tried to bang this one chick, but she turned out to be an assassin, and then, like, friends had to come save him. Or when he tried to bang this other chick, and she turned out to be a psychopath, and his friends had to come save him. Or when, like, he got into an argument with one girl, and then, like, this other family was like, yeah, we want you to marry our daughter. And then he's like, okay, and he tried to smash, and then she punched him through the wall, because she didn't like him. His whole life just kind of sucks.
Rip.
Yeah, that's all season 1 stuff. Season 1 is him being super horny. It's just causing problems. Season 2 is a tournament arc, so it's a little more serious.
Mm-hmm.
And so essentially, he's like the super candidate because he's like, he knows like this super secret martial arts that like no one else knows. And basically, everyone's thinks like, oh, he's like this great martial artist. So he's in the first match, and there's 3 guys he's fighting, and then he's like, I'll fight you, but only the strongest of you. And he plays them so that they beat each other up first, so he doesn't have to fight all 3 of them.
Okay.
Right. So then the last guy, who wins, he's like, yeah, okay, so let's fight. And he's like, no, I'm gonna wait for you to charge your ki. So they sit there and meditate. Right? So he gets up, takes his cape, throws it over the dude meditating, and starts stomping on him.
Okay.
And so, like, the entire crowd was like, he must suck at martial arts if he can't actually ever do anything legit. Oh my gosh, it's great, because he's just such a terrible person. He's a piece of garbage.
Okay.
His first thing he said to the chick he was betrothed to for like an arc was like, hey, can we have sex?
Oh my.
I was like, I hate you so much. Yeah, because he's a virgin, he's got this like lightning cloak that's like pure of heart, because like once you have sex, I guess you're defiled, and you can't learn the real version of that technique. And like his rival knows the technique, but he knows the defiled version, so his lightning's like black and crap, and he like hates MC for that. And he's like, I had a moment of weakness, and now I can never master the true lightning cloak. And I'm just like, what even is this series?
Yeah, it sounds bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually surprised, like, because the girls are really hot, and I'm surprised because, like, in China, there's really hard restrictions on how hot you can make your girls.
I gotcha.
And, like, yeah, there's restrictions on what type of injuries you can show. There's restrictions on you can't show, like, bones. Yeah. Excess cleavage cannot be shown. Matahari is, like, Matahari's card art is not available in China.
Okay.
Right? So that's why I was surprised that Hitori Noshida could just get away with some of the crap. It's like, man, unless they've, like, lightened the censorship restrictions in, like, the last 6 months. But when Matahari came out on, like, launch, people were rolling her, and it would just show the blank class card.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And people were like, you can't just draw, like, a bigger shirt. You don't have artists capable of doing that.
Mm,
I'm like, also she's a stripper, so
yeah.
yeah, that took a slightly interesting censorship left turn. Oh man, yeah. So if I recall correctly, Karthus in China has his own unique sprite where he what should I call it? I think he has a mask on, so you don't see the bones.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Um, I don't know about any other character specifically in League of Legends in China. There's probably way more censorship than that. Uh, Trying to think off the top of my head. Any other interesting censorship things from China? Oh, like not necessarily China, but in Asia in general. There's like English dub shows that get English dub there, but not English dub in the States, which is weird.
I gotcha.
Like, there's a Powerpuff Girls anime, and that got like dubbed in Taiwan, I think.
Hmm.
Um, well, I don't think there's anything else that like on that topic. So apparently, speaking of censorship, apparently Matthew only says the curse words in the English version.
Really? That's interesting.
Yes, that's what Aaron told me, and Aaron's like a Japanophile, so I kind of believe him.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Just don't know what the heck he says in every other version because there's a European English version, and I have no idea what he says in that. Nintendo has shown that they already translate different for the European English version with more complex words, so
I get it.
like Kana in like aka the MC's kid in Fates, she says something to her dad like uh Dad, I love how you're always protecting people. I love you so much. And
Uh-huh.
then like in the English version that line is Blarg. That's dragon for I love you.
Oh,
And the Japan version, Solie Inigo's kid. She's like super bi. Um,
mm,
she says that cute girls are too distracting and it makes it hard to fight. So Korin gives her a potion that makes it so only female Korin does this, by the way. That makes it so that all the genders are reversed
okay.
that she sees.
Okay.
And like basically that got taken out of the English version because they thought it was too much like gay conversion camp.
Okay.
Yeah, people were people were furious
Mm,
because it's supposed to be funny.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's why some people just refuse to play the actual official English version and will play the English patch version. Aaron's doing that at the moment, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Bates took out head padding. Bates is actually the really, really, as I've heard one reviewer describe it, loud and obnoxious cousin that gets way too much attention.
I get it.
There was so much controversy around things that happened in Fates, actually, which is kind of funny.
Mm,
Then again, I guess you are slaughtering your family members, so you know. So I was explaining to Yashiro the options for what happens in the route. So I was like, yeah, you can kill half your birthright, not birthright, half your conquest family and birthright, or you can kill all of your birthright family in conquest, right? And Takumi, your brother, who could have been saved by Azura, uh, goes psycho and becomes possessed by a dragon. He's like, why do all the routes sound super edgy? And I was like, because where it lacks in story, it has to make up in edge.
I I wish I liked Fates more than I do. 'Cause really where things come down to for me.
Leo and Takumi are the best characters, but the technically speaking, Takumi's probably actually the best character because he has the most story relevance out of any of the siblings, and he's the one with the inferiority complex.
Hmm.
Like there's an entire arc about finding Takumi. Takumi is what keeps you on your toes because he doesn't trust you. I think you fuse your weapon with Takumi's to like make your Yato even more powerful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You do the same thing with what's his face? Ryoma, but Takumi's I believe is first.
Okay.
And then in like the in Conquest, he's like the main villain.
Hmm.
Excuse me. He's so main that you fight him after you fight the final boss of Birthright. Because you beat the tar out of your dad for because like you walk into the throne room and he's melting and he's like, so you see my true form now, we have to kill each other. And then for Takumi's intro scene as the villain, you like Matrix an arrow and people are like, Takumi never misses, that's bullcrap. So someone's like, maybe he doesn't want to kill you. And I'm like, Takumi hates your guts. You slaughtered his family.
Yeah.
That's just plot-induced stupidity. The only argument for that is that the dragon misses, not Takumi. But it's like, ooh. In Conquest, Ryoma kills himself.
Rip.
Yep. There is a lot of edge and fates. It's like in Birthright, Xander lets you kill him because he accidentally kills someone, and then because I can't give away all the spoilers. Not like people are gonna play this game if they haven't already. To be fair,
I mean that is
basic, and then like yeah, you get like this. Well, you get this like nice. Oh, brother, I still love you. I realized the error of my ways.
yeah.
I let you kill me, right? Ryoma's like, I still love you and I can't hurt you, but I can't be taken by the enemy either. So he impales himself with his electric sword, calls down a lightning bolt, and dies.
Oh my.
Yes, he's literally smoking after he dies.
That's a thing.
Yes. And like Revelations, aka the route where like you don't freaking slaughter your family members, is the worst route because like the writing's bad, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to have to kill family members. The heck is wrong with you, Nintendo?
Hmm.
Like you're putting me with some infamous type choices here, but like way worse.
Yeah.
Also, you don't care about like 80% of the people you kill in Infamous.
Hmm.
It's like your girlfriend, Zeke. Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Unless there's like, yeah, but like, to be fair, I can understand why you want to kill Zeke,
Hmm.
especially if you're not too fond of what he does to you.
Yeah.
Not saying you should. You're a bad person if you do, but if you want to get that route, then go ahead.
Well, he's just he spends like the majority of the second game just trying to be like, don't hate me, man. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, meanwhile, Cole is just getting laid the whole game.
That is also true.
So, like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't care that much anymore. My favorite thing in that game is, like, how Cole just drinks beer, and I'm like, okay, so if I step in a puddle of water, I die, but you can drink a whole thing of beer.
That is true.
I was just like, please give me content. I just wonder if he just has more control over his powers at that point. Probably does, which is why he doesn't freaking die, but, like...
Yeah.
That one scene when I first saw it pissed me off. Now I just laugh because it's kind of funny now.
I get what you're saying.
Oh, that's cool. Since you know how Marvel vs. Capcom, you can essentially like double up on ultimates by calling someone else out to do an ultimate when you do it.
Yeah.
I just did that and it was legit because I'm just using the Earthlings and they're doing like their weak moves versus Kid Buu, and I hit and I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Hmm.
Guys, I know I'm playing fighters, but I get Injustice 2 instead. It has the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Can't argue against that. It also has Hellboy. The only thing that I don't like about Injustice 2, like that I genuinely dislike, is that Nightwing's not his own character. Unless you count Damian Wayne as Nightwing, which you shouldn't because you're wrong. Even the game agrees because almost every dialogue with Nightwing, not Nightwing, with Damian is pure roast. Starfire even says, "I do not want to talk to the person who killed my lover."
Mm-hmm.
Also, Damian uses the word wreck, and I don't know how I feel about that. In one of his dialogues, he'll say, I'm gonna wreck you. Actually, he'll say, and I quote, dude, I'm gonna wreck you.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess he's been hanging around the Teen Titans too much.
Hey man, there's worse things than hanging around the Teen Titans.
Speaking of the Teen Titan animated TV shows, like the movies and the TV shows, why do they always ship Raven with the Shota? Because they ship her with Beast Boy and they ship her with Damien. And I'm like, Raven's like 15. Can you not?
I don't know, Mango.
Like, I'm pretty sure Raven can do better. Then again, I guess she's not picky. She's got an interdimensional planet eater in her, like, jewelry. Oh, man. Oh, Teen Titans. Oh, man. I wish Marvel and DC were still friends, because then we could have had the Teen Titans X-Men crossover.
That'd be pretty sweet, though.
Yeah. It was going to be... I think it was going to feature Jean Grey versus Raven.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I think also Deathstroke was going to be involved, too.
I mean, music to my ears, if I'm being real here.
They were going to fit it into, like, one supersized comic, and I'm like, no, make it a series. Please stop. So, like, come on, please, give it to me. I want it now.
Mm.
I don't know about now, though, because the roster for X-Men has changed a lot. So I don't know, but...
Yeah, it does.
But, yeah, I would have loved that crap, man.
Mm.
That would have been so great. I don't know the exact number. I don't know the exact matchups, but it was supposedly going to be interesting. And then they team up to fight Deathstroke and some other dude who hired Deathstroke. Though DC's on pretty good terms with like pretty much every other comic book thing because they just did a Power Rangers crossover not too long ago.
Mm.
And I'm like, Marvel and DC, you know you love each other. Can't you just make up? I mean, it's not like you steal things from each other all the freaking time.
Yeah, it's it's absolutely absurd how much they steal from each other, if I'm being real here.
They have not talked in like 12 years because someone said DC Comics sucks when they were doing the crossover, which makes me question why the heck would someone on the executive board say that when you're having a crossover that's making you money?
Mm, absolutely.
Like, what is wrong with you? That is super unprofessional.
Mm.
And then DC is just like, well, you know, you guys are dicks, so. But Marvel has said that multiple times because, like, I think after that they offered to us. Warner Brothers offered to sell Marvel DC comics. I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. And like Marvel told DC their comics were bad, that's why it's not selling. When in actuality, no comics were selling. Marvel was trying to save face.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure after that last straw, Warner Brothers was like, no, screw you. And now that it's owned by Disney, it's like it only becomes more and more mortal rivals.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, comic book companies. I own like almost all the Batman versus Predator crossover comics.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, Predator is so savage. Batman had to get the suit that he fights Superman with. Because, like, it's not because he's, like, as OP as Superman or anything. It's just that the Predator wrecks Batman so hard in their first encounter that, like, he's almost in a full body cast, and he needs the suit.
I see.
Yeah. He does the comic book thing where they just get out of the cast and don't listen. Hey, you shouldn't go fight that. Like, Alfred's like, you shouldn't go fight that guy. Like, and, you know, Batman's like, no, I have to. Because it was like murdering all the martial artists in Gotham.
Mm.
Because they were like top tier prey.
Yeah.
Batman's like, I gotta find out what it is.
Yep.
And I think the way he finds out that it's Predator is that, like, while he's investigating one of the scenes, he, like, detects a cloaker or some crap like that. Yeah, it's been a while since I've read it. But, yeah, and then, like, they come back in, like, the second, like, there's, like, a part 2, and then, Predators are, like, now Batman's prime, hunting prey, because he's Batman.
Mm.
I'm honestly, like, I just think they're too scared to fight anyone with superpowers. It's like, yeah, Batman's a good idea for the depowered humans. You sure you don't want to go for one of the Robins? Yeah, those were pretty fun. It's another crossover. Oh, I think there was, like, in the 80s and 90s, there was, like, Spider-Man and Superman crossovers.
Okay.
And, like, they got into a fight and Spider-Man punches him, like, 20 times in the chest. And then Superman's just standing there and Spider-Man's holding his fist in pain and his mouth is, like, gaping open.
Rip, Spidey.
And I'm like, yeah, that's a Spider-Man thing to do. Just, like, complete shock. Oh, man. Ooh, I got the monk title in Spiders. Woot! Speaking of monks.
Fabulous.
It's because we were talking about Golden Sun. So I ended up being Dungeon Master in that game I showed you that I was playing 5th edition.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up being Dungeon Master for, like, the one day that I was there. And then their starting goal was going to be, like, 40, and I'm like, oh, God, no. You're going to... No. Because, like, a shield is, like, 20, and I'm like, yeah, no. I think I'm just going to give you some gold.
Mm.
So I ended up giving them, like, 200, and I was like, yeah, now you can actually buy stuff. And I was like, if the next Dungeon Master complains about anything I did, tell him I don't care. Though, in our, like, they bought a ton of rations, and I said, since you're buying so many rations, these rations are going to be Twinkies, and you can't argue with me. And they're like, I don't think anyone is going to argue with you. And I was like, also, if the Dungeon Master doesn't like that either, tell him I still don't care. And they're like, nah, man, our Dungeon Master's going to love the fact that you made the rations Twinkies. They did the calculations for how many calories of Twinkies you need to eat every day for the 2,000 calorie thing. It was like an absurd amount of Twinkies.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I overstepped my boundaries, but I probably overstepped my boundaries.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Uh,
So how did that wind up happening?
Basically, he's a friend from across the street at my dad's house, so I rarely get to see him. So I was like
Yep.
chilling, and my dad's like, "Go hang out with the kids across the street," and I'm
Yep.
like, "Okay." They're like, "They're in the pool area," and I'm like, "Okay." So I go to the pool area, and they're just playing D&D or like trying to make their characters, and
Yep.
I'm like, "Oh man, I've walked into a nerd fest." Though I can't really talk,
Hmm.
so I sit down and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll play D&D with you." And I'm like, I'm halfway through making Miyako Arima, and I'm like, there is no dungeon master my friend really wants to play,
I
so
see.
I'll just be dungeon master.
Yeah.
They're like, so what should be our first boss? And I was like, it'll be it'll be a phoenix with 3,000 HP and no attack.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're like, we're gonna be here for hours if it's like that. And I'm like, and they're like, what does it drop? And I'm like, it'll drop phoenix down
Same.
occasionally. They're like, come on, it's worth it. And they got into an argument about whether it was worth it or not. Because at max, they could hit like 40 damage.
Hmm.
Ah, man. I think their classes were Rogue and Sorcerer, I think is what they were.
Makes sense.
Yeah, one was a noble and the other one was a merchant, I think, for like their background.
Yep.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, I would have way too much fun being a dungeon master.
But
We
yeah,
ended up not doing the first boss because I was like, I got really tired. I just wanted to go to sleep.
yeah, I get it.
Well, they got their characters in, so that was good.
Hmm.
Um, to be random, I'm gonna uh quote something from a song, and it's like, I'm gonna impale your skull with my CD. Now you have my song stuck in your head. And I was like, oh. Yeah, that's the only proper response to that line. Oh. I mean, like, I mean, that's clever, but isn't that a bit extreme? uh,
Maybe a little bit.
the dude who trains me at McDonald's is named Logan, and my name is Xavier.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, since I'm the only person with an X in my name, period, on the schedule, they'll just put X.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I walked in and they're like, oh yeah, just look at the board for what you're doing today. And I was like, okay, X. I assume that's me.
Hmm.
We got a new guy and he's like really old and he can't hear very well. And they tried putting him on like the what call it, conveyor line, not conveyor line, but the line, which is just like where you construct the sandwiches, and that's supposed to be like the fastest job. And I'm like, you guys are dicks.
Oh,
Because like I was just like, man, he's like some old guy. Just put him on something like washing dishes. But they have all the old people doing that anyways.
hmm.
I just saw your message, Day. Yeah. So I got my paycheck today. Things I did with it: bought food, fighters. I got the starter pack for Heroes, Fire Emblem Heroes. It comes with like 12 gems, 12 potions, 12 Phoenix Downs, Super Phoenix Downs, essentially,
Nice.
and a 5-star.
Okay. What was the fight?
So it's the main villain, well, one of the main villains from Radiant Dawn,
Oh, okay.
and it's like the Black Knight. And I can't help but look at him and just think of the Monty Python memes.
Same.
And it's funny because he's an armored tank and he takes like no damage, so it is but a flesh wound.
Uh,
It's but a scratch. Um, yeah, that costs around $4, and I was like, 12 gems, 5-star, some stuff. $4, that's not too bad.
mm,
I just hope that Fate Grand Order doesn't try to spring a paid gotcha on me all of a sudden randomly. I doubt they will, but
yeah,
I
you're
don't trust Fate Grand Order.
the New Year's.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was going to continue with Fate Grand Order. Since it's March now, we're probably towards the end of March, probably going to get a rerun of the beach event.
I mean, within the next couple months, maybe.
I last year, wasn't it mid-August that they did the beach event?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it's probably going to be at the end of March. I'm probably going to ride that. Then I can get the one Ascension material that I'm missing for that stupid Rin Tosaka.
Okay.
I put her in my second storage because I don't want to look at her because I'm so disgusted because I was in the lab. I only had one more mission to go and then time ran out and I was like, and the reason time ran out is because I was playing Paladins with Toma. And I forgot. This was before I was platinum.
Right there.
Yeah, I was in call with Toma and I started screaming and Toma's like, what happened? And it was like, I forgot to grind in Fate Grand Order.
Rip.
Yeah. Man, that was a year ago. Holy crap. Feels like a couple months ago that I didn't get that. I'm surprised they haven't reran the Saber Wars event.
So am I, actually.
That's like the longest rotation waiting one. Like you'd think they'd, because like what they wanted to do recently was have like some of the same events running at the same time in English and Japan, so that people wouldn't just flock to Japan.
Yeah.
And like they had the Saber Wars event. I don't think we really had anything going on when it was going on in English.
Yeah.
I'm just now wondering when they're going to sneak in story. I didn't like this Valentine's event too much.
It was just
recently.
Great.
I was like, man, this is just like the worst parts of Grand Order, except it's not Ibaraki Doji.
Same.
The fact that people are attracted to Ibaraki Doji bothers me. I'm like, she's not even a cute lolly. She's like, okay. I also don't understand how they're capable of being summoned because not only are they not their regular forms, they're the lolly versions of their non-regular forms.
Mm.
And I think like Shuten Doji has like divinity, like the demon trait, like
yeah,
like 12 other passive skills because they made Shuten Doji broken so you could fight Ibaraki.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, they are like the most famous Onis, so I guess they'd be broken as balls.
Yep.
But anyone who doesn't know what an Oni is, it's Shrek, but in Japan. It's actually interesting how like across like the ocean with like countries completely ignorant of each other, they have the same mythological things, but designed way differently.
Everything, if you really think about it and you go and you look at all like mythology, everything's pretty much the same, just different versions.
Mm-hmm.
If you get down to it.
Most things have a flood. Which is like fair. The only thing that I will say that's like really, really unique is yokai and like Ayakashi. Because Japan's weird. Like there's yokai in like Japan that's like they go into your house and eat your food. They will sneak into your house, eat your food, and look like an old person, and no one will question it because they look like an old person just eating in your house.
Oh, yokai.
Yeah, and that's Norarihyon. And then the other job of Norarihyon is, besides eating your food in your house, is he'll lead the parade of 100 yokai. Actually, let me rephrase that to literal translation. The night parade of 100 demons.
Mm.
And I'm just like, what even is Japan?
Oh
That I, they even parody that in Nero Rise of the Yokai Clan, where they ask MC, so what type of yokai are you? And he's like, yeah, I'm Norarihyon's grandson. He's like, what do Norarihyon do? And he's like, well, we sneak into people's houses, look like old people, and eat their food. And then essentially he ends up getting his power being Kyokusuigetsu.
That's a good power.
Yeah. The series doesn't start even to get good until like the second half of season 2, because at first it's like traditional shonen where they just solo everything.
Mm.
In season 2, like there was this guy, and he was like, I think an angel or whatever, and he got sent to hell. And then like he used this yokai to revive himself after like 3,000 years of sleeping. And he wakes up, right? And he just solos the good guys, and the good guys are like, no, we won't lose. And they have this big friendship power up, and they go strike him, and he just beam slaps the attack away.
Oh
And
my.
then they're like, oh, oh, oh. And then he goes, oh, looks like my form's destabilizing because I haven't been alive in 3,000 years. I'm going to go back in hell and just recharge for a bit. I'll see you guys when I get out. And that's the end of the anime series. And it's like, oh.
That's
Because
the way to do it.
yeah, because what's funny about that is they just finished a training arc right before that.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, that's a good intro to a final villain. I was like, man, you took way too long to get interesting with that, and then you just end it. It was done by Studio Dean, I believe, so that probably explains it. Yeah. The only reason I watched it is because I read like the manga when it first came out in like the States when it got translated for Shonen Jump. At like a book fair, I bought Shonen Jump at school, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then like that's like the chapter 1 in like the manga doesn't get adapted in the anime until like season 2, episode 1. Because Dean is a mistake.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's kind of got like a One Piece Yu-Gi-Oh feel to it. And it's only Yu-Gi-Oh because of how the main character's powers works. He essentially goes, Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the Pharaoh comes and takes over.
Oh,
Because MC is a Shota in middle school who's kind of short,
yep.
but really smart. And then like his yokai version of himself is legitimately actually the Pharaoh.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's definitely a Shonen Jump manga, I'll tell you that. It's got the One Piece aspect where it tries to make yokai not look evil.
Okay.
Which is funny because they're just fighting other evil yokai 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's like shrine maidens and exorcists in there, but they like play a minimal role. There's like 3 relevant ones in 48 episodes. And they're only relevant because they're related to one of his classmates. The way that exorcists work in that is like they channel their shikigami and like equip them as weapons.
All right.
Or summon them. It's like, I don't know, it feels like really video game mechanic-y. Like she's got this like the main exorcist girl has like this koi fish super water gun mega cannon thing.
Okay.
She's got like this deer. It's weirdness.
I mean, it sounds kind of odd.
Yeah, it's yeah. If I recall correctly, she's like voiced by the chick who voices Rukia too, which made it weirder because it's done by Viz Media, so like they just reuse voice actors with no end.
Hmm.
Um. Hmm. What the heck? Oh, arcade. Yeah, it's oof, stuff. To get into a conversation that Day we would know about. Day, I formatted my Frost Prime twice.
And
I'm like gonna format a third time actually.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
when do you
actually
want to
building
play?
some format right now. Hmm.
When do you want to play then?
I mean, on a day you don't cancel on me.
You know what?
You had that one coming. I did not hassle you at all. I was really understanding. I think I have the right to make one joke.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, no, it's okay. I understand. I'll just, continue playing. It's okay. Fine. I think I
When I
get
went to
one
go
joke.
check if you were playing, it said you weren't even online.
Oh, I hide my online status for everyone now.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
don't believe that. I just did do that so people stop inviting me to parties. I don't want to talk to people recently. I'm a recluse.
Join the club.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Basically, work forces me to interact with too many people, and my brain goes into overload. So then I just come home and I don't want to interact with anyone.
I
I
get
get
it.
it.
Um. So yeah, it's. Yeah, I want Saren as my next Warframe.
The one I use?
Uh, I guess I use Nezha now too.
The flower one, right?
Nezha or Saren's the poisonous flower one, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah, or something.
yeah. It's
Um,
Saren. Yes.
I don't care. The original pronunciation of it was going to be Saren, but they decided that was too manly. I don't care. Not trying to be mean to you. I'm just saying for pronunciations, you might as well save your effort because I'm going to pronounce it Saren. And it's going to stay that way. I built Banshee, Nezha, Oberon. Built Rhino a long time ago. Oberon, you have to grind by killing Xmas units to let Alex get a little peek of what an Xmas unit is. It's like essentially this random superpowered unit that gives random drops. So essentially grinding for all the parts of a Warframe, which is like 4 things, and building them individually is really toxic because the drops are random. And I wasn't even grinding for it. I was just grinding so many other things that just came along naturally, and I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Oh my.
Yeah, Jakku and OG Shiro have every single Warframe and pretty much everything in that game.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a lot of work.
And I'm just like, you guys are psychopaths. Jakku doesn't play as much anymore because he has everything in the game, whereas OG Shiro just helps newbies who got into the game into it. He got his cousin into the game. And the first thing he does is he gives you a prime Warframe if you're one of his friends.
Oh my.
Yeah, so like, and those things are all exclusively to like super high like level grinding, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I would not get this for like 10 years at the rate I'm playing. Thanks, Shiro. It's like, no problem. Um, Shiro's biggest hope would be that the Fate community would get back online and just play Warframe with him because he used to play Warframe with Sabet and Nero.
I see.
And I'm like, now, why would you want to bring them back into my life? He's like, come on, man, I like Sabet. And I'm like, dude,
And you're just like, I don't.
yeah. My relationship with Sabet is like it's like the worst relationship I've had with anyone. Like, I was friends with her for maybe like, I don't know, 10% of the time.
Mm.
Is that the one that kept
And
blocking you?
that's the one that kept blocking me and calling me a rapist.
Yeah.
So, and I recently found out that she's still semi-active and that one of the people that posts the most stuff in my stream is like her bestie, and now I can't look at them the same way.
Oh my.
And I'm like, Sabet, you're still ruining things for me. I'll take Sabet Thirst Edition over her any day, because Sabet Thirst Edition opinions suck, but she doesn't call me a rapist. So, there's that. Sabet Thirst Edition, if you somehow find this, know that you are my preferred Sabet of the two Sabets. I wonder what would happen if both Sabets met.
That's a good question.
Because, like, OG Sabet despises how waifu fate is now. And Thirst Sabet loves how waifu fate is now.
Mm.
I remember back when Fate Grand Order first came out, and everyone was like, "Oh no, it's okay to have a couple gender bends, otherwise it'd be all males." And now, like I believe the chart based on percentage of male to female, the females have the higher percentage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I should have seen this coming. Oh, Fate Grand Order. Everything's almost all the gacha games are waifu stuff now. Bleach Brave Soul stopped making as many male what do we call it? Male like seasonal units like Christmas and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yep.
They used to make a ton. But they're like, it's probably just more profitable to like just make Yorichi titties. And Rangiku boobs. Like, and I'm like, I can't blame them because every other phone game around them is doing it.
Mm.
Except the DBZ game, because everyone's a man in DBZ.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, but DBZ has the popularity to just slap its name on anything and just make instant cash.
Mm. That is a thing.
So I'm just like, yeah, they can afford not to be just waifu bait. Nothing else can't, which is why a lot of like shonen phone games just struggle because like their waifus are usually garbage.
Also true.
Bleach gets away with it because it has really hot girls, and then like there's girls with actual positions of power, like Shark Tits and Yoruichi. Yoruichi always being relevant, Shark Tits not so much. Like there's never not a time when Yoruichi is not relevant because she's like fighting almost final form Aizen with Kisuke and Ishin.
Yeah.
Barehanded at one point. I love her when Yami comes and like he beats up Ichigo after Ichigo loses control of his powers, and then she just pim slaps him upside the head. He's like knocked silly.
Mm.
And I'm just like, yeah, if that was a good foreshadowing to how strong Kisuke and Yoruichi actually are, I don't know what is. Like all she needed was a couple bandages because she's like, yeah, the Hirado's a little hard. That's it. It was like, oh, Kisuke crew. I don't know if there's there is a Fairy Tail phone game. I don't know how successful that is though. I do know that Fairy Tail has like 3 spin-off manga, one about just the girls, in fact. And I'm just like, okay, so I went to the bookstore. This is probably gonna have to be the last story for the call.
Okay.
All right. So I went to the bookstore the other day, and I've been watching The Agreement again. I'm waiting for the final season to be dubbed. So I'm in the bookstore. I'm looking around, looking at some stuff. I'm like, they're running low on Bleach manga. They don't have the one that I want to buy. That's okay. I'll just look at other stuff. I look at Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, oh, they have the OG Dragon Ball manga. 2 copies. I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Dragon Ball gets like a small section. I'm like, Dragon Ball Bleach section, kind of almost the same size. So like, I can respect that. I mean, like, I see AOT. AOT gets 3 shelves, and I'm like, dang, I didn't even realize it was still popular that much in the States, right?
Mm.
So, I'm like, okay, no, that's fine. Looking around, I'm like, I don't see any index. They stopped carrying my light novels. I think they stopped carrying almost every light novel except Sword Art Online, actually.
Scott.
I'm not kidding. Like, I went to go look for Log Horizon after there was no index, and I was like, oh, just, screw everything I was ever reading. I'm starting to get like a little upset, and then I find no Railgun manga, and I'm like, now I'm pissed because I'm like, I don't see a single index thing at all, and there's a new season of the anime announced, right? So I finally find one accelerator volume, and I'm like, okay, I'm not pissed anymore. And then I see Big Order has 3 3-in-1 size volumes, and they're sealed, so I can't open them to see if the manga is not garbage.
Okay.
So like, I'm like, ooh, your marketing tactics.
Yeah.
Only the first one is available to be read. And I'm like, yeah, but the first one isn't going to be garbage because I like the beginning. I need to know about the other ones, right? And I'm like, ooh, you got me good on that one, right? So then I glance over to the next shelf. There are four shelves of just Fairy Tail.
Oh my.
There is every single volume of Fairy Tail on the shelf. And then multiple 3-in-1s, and then the spin-offs.
That's a lot of Fairy Tail.
And I got so pissed, and I started looking for D. Grayman. There was not a single copy.
Oh my.
I was furious. I went over to the Naruto and One Piece side. They had smaller stacks than Fairy Tail.
Ugh.
And I'm
Ryan, you can't find Fairy Tail.
Good.
It's
no offense.
I know, but it's very much the opposite of what you're saying right now. So I'm kind of finding it funny.
No, it's okay. The story's meant to be funny. It pissed me off. I got so pissed that I stormed out of the bookstore. My dad's like, you don't want anything? And I'm like, no. And, the next day I was like, let me get something. So I'm looking at Big Order and Dragon Ball. And I'm like, now I can just watch the anime for Dragon Ball. Like, the art in the manga is actually really detailed and really good for Dragon Ball. Like, it's actually quite impressive. So I'm like, yeah, that's a good option. But do I really want to do this? I've seen Dragon Ball like 3 times. Right? And then on the other hand, I have Big Order, and I'm like, the manga's probably better than the anime. But someone said that the anime is pretty good, which means that they fit 10 volumes into 10 episodes in Big Order, which is probably why it's garbage.
Okay.
Right? So I'm sitting here in one hand with the legend that boosted, like, anime in Japan and in America, right? And I'm like, yeah, I got this. And then behind me is Justice League Trinity War, and I'm like, that's a good option. Then Teen Titans Lazarus Contract, I'm like, that's a good option. And then the other hand, I have Big Order, and I'm like, I have 3 good options, and then Big Order. So like, I'm sitting here, and I like mull it over like 20 minutes because because the first day I just got so mad. The second day, now I actually have time to think because I'm like not pissed. So like, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, one of my friends said that Lazarus Contract, Teen Titans is amazing, but only Deathstroke is amazing in there because everyone's an idiot besides Deathstroke. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to just get a Deathstroke thing when I can just get Deathstroke by himself if I want to see Deathstroke be smart.
I get it.
So, anyways, I ended up getting none of them and getting a Nightwing volume. Because I was like, I want to, not start new series. I should probably finish the ones I have currently. So I got the Nightwing thing. I started it. And it's about his relationship with Superman, so I should really enjoy that when I get around to finishing it.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. And on a side note, Death Note had its entire collection there, and you could buy a 1 manga with every single volume of Death Note in it, and it cost like $40.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was like, man, if I had my paycheck, oh boy. But the other thing is like I don't like the last 40% of Death Note, so.
Well, that's because it's not as good as the first part of Death Note.
But yeah, I think on the last 40% of Death Note isn't good. I think we should end the call.
All right.
So with me today I've had Alex.
Ayo.
I've had Day.
Not really, but okay.
Okay, I'm trying to be inclusive. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. I don't know when this is gonna go off air, but like, yeah.
The answer